Finally, I got it to work. Screen orientation. I don't know how to do that, but I figured it out. Yay! A great day in the neighborhood, isn't it? Oh my gosh, where I am is so freaking beautiful. I wish I could flip that camera, but I've tried it before and it just didn't work. So anyway, today I want to talk to you about 4 things to consider before you move onto the road. And these things, I mean, there's a lot of things to consider, but I think these things will be important and will help you get started. The first one is, do you like, or do you think you're going to like van life more than you're going to like people? I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but you're going to have a couple of choices when you move into your van to try to figure out what you want to do. And that would be, if you want a boondock and you want to go out into the boonies, then you're likely going to be alone. If you don't like that, then you're going to have to find some alternatives. One alternative would be obviously to stay in campgrounds because there'll be people there. Another alternative is to go in caravans, because there are, especially for women, I'm not sure about men, but especially for women, there are caravans that you can, I think most of them are on Facebook. That's how you can get hooked up with them. But they travel together. Now, I don't think that it's like a constant thing, but you meet up and go in certain places. So this will give you an opportunity to be around people. I know someone who lived in her RV. She had a Class C, but she lived in her RV for a little more than a year. I met up with her down in Quartzsite actually one time. But she was a people person, and van life just wasn't suiting her because she wasn't able to be around enough people. So if you are a people person, then you need to figure that out before you get on the road, because once you've already decided what you're going to do, it might be a little bit hard to go backwards. But it's either van life or people, and not really. You can't do them both unless you stay in campgrounds, go in caravans, or if you go to events. And you might be able to do it like some of each, but for her, she just couldn't even stand it. There were not enough people around. The second thing I wanted to mention, do you want East Coast or West Coast? Now, maybe you won't want the Midwest, I don't know, but they each have an ocean. I think for van lifers, one of the biggest difference between the East Coast and the West Coast is places to stay. Because on the West Coast, in the western part of the United States, there is a tremendous amount of BLM land that you can stay. On the East Coast, not so much. You're going to have a little bit more trouble trying to find places that you want to, stay overnight, boondock. I prefer the West, although I spend time on the East as well, because I grew up in Maine. I lived in Florida for a long time, and so I have things to do on the East Coast. But generally, most of the year, I am on the West Coast because of the places to stay. And the weather in Arizona is great in the winter. So I do spend some time there. But decide, try them both, and then maybe you'll find the one you like better. But once you start, or as you're starting, try to think about where you want to go first. And of course, it might have something to do with what part of the country you're in when you start. But you'll find out which one you like better. And the third thing is I wanted to talk about, and the fourth one is going to be the most exciting, I think. But the third thing is, are you passionate about the outdoors? That is one thing that I am extremely passionate about. And if you're going to live in a van and you're going to be, for lack of a better word, camping all the time, you're going to end up spending a lot of time outdoor. I have 70 square feet here. That's really not a lot of room to be just in this all the time. So I have a little patio that I put out there, and my chair. And I just love to sit in the silence. I love the trees. I love the water. I love the desert. I love mountains. I just want to be outdoors most of the time. Anyway, if you're not passionate about the outdoors, if you're afraid to get your feet wet, or you're I mean, feet wet or dirty, or your hands dirty, then you might want to rethink this a little bit and maybe just stay in campgrounds because they're not going to be quite as wild as living out like I do in the boonies. So I'm passionate about the outdoors. Are you? Think about that before you actually make the commitment to live in your van full time, because you kind of need to be, or you're going to spend a lot of time in your van. The fourth thing I wanted to talk about, and again, this is probably the one that is, I don't know if it's the most important, but it's the one that comes up the most, and that is safety. What are you going to do about safety? Now, there are a lot of different things that you can do, and whatever you feel comfortable with is going to be the one, obviously, that you're going to choose, or several of them. I think the one thing that is, for me at least, and I've had other people say the same thing, the one thing that is the one that you rely on immediately, and that's your gut feeling. Does it feel right here? And I have to tell you that I've gone to several places that I found, on iOverlander or Google or wherever, and it sounded great. And I got there and my gut said, nope, you're not going to stay here. And so I have left. I think maybe somebody left a comment. Thank you so much, but I can't see it on here. I'm doing it on my phone today. I'm not real clever when it comes to this. I'll get it someday. This is the third start on this live because I couldn't get the orientation right, but I got to figure it out now. Anyway, gut feeling. Maybe before you move into your van, you want to take a self-defense class. Now, I've never done that. Maybe you want to learn karate or judo or just how to flip people, or like Sandra Bullock does in Miss Congeniality with her guy there. Whatever. I haven't done that, but maybe you want to do that. That's a good one to do. Maybe you want to carry a gun. I mean, that's a personal preference for everybody. If you do that, then you need to kind of keep track of which state you're in and what their laws are about carrying a gun. I have my concealed. That works in some places, in some places it doesn't. Some places you're not supposed to actually even have one in your vehicle with you, but whatever it is. But check it out. And if you choose to carry a gun, be sure to learn how to use it and have it ready, because sometimes I don't. Somebody said to me, do you even have bullets in it? Well, anyway, have it ready just in case. If you feel comfortable that you'll be able to use it, then have it ready. Yeah, I need to learn that too. What about pepper spray? I don't know anything about it except what I see on TV, and it hurts really bad if you get it in the eyes. Now, I'm thinking when we're talking about these, mostly, the gut feeling is maybe not so much people. It's just kind of like, it just doesn't feel right. But the rest of these kind of, and women say this, that they're more afraid of men than bears. So some of these kind of have to do with that. So pepper spray, I don't know how close you have to be to a person to make that work, but maybe you want to carry that. Bear spray is another one. That one is, 30 feet, I think it will spray. And they say that a bear spray actually works better on a bear than a gun. So that one probably work really good on an intruder as well. If it works on a bear, it should work on an intruder, right? What about a dog? A big dog, maybe better than a little dog, but he would keep me, he would bark if someone was trying to get in my van. Now, that if I was outside and a bear came, then he might not bark. Well, he probably would, but he probably couldn't save me. So, a dog. A dog is good. A dog is good. Yeah, a dog is good. Most animals and even people aren't so apt to, if you have a dog at home and you live in a house, if somebody knocks on the door and you have a dog that, runs and barks, somebody's not so apt to want to just come right in. So a dog is a good deterrent, even if it's just a little dog. Of course, they say what, Chihuahuas are the meanest, fiercest dogs that there are, and they're little. What about a stun gun? I don't know how close you have to be for that either, and I don't even know I don't know if you can buy a stun gun on Amazon or where you actually get one, but that might be an option. And another option may be a van alarm, or they do make the little cameras that you can put outside and alert you if you have an intruder out there. So that might be something as well. But the safety is the one thing that I hear more people talk about than anything else. It's never been an issue for me. I've never really thought about it or worried about it. I do the gut thing first, and again, I've left places because of that. And other than that, when I'm at night, I'm in the house. I'm in my house with my door locked, and just like you are if you live in the sticks and bricks. So when you get on the road, or when you're getting ready to get on the road, think of these 4 things. Do you like van life or people? Because sometimes you just got to make a choice. East Coast or West Coast? And how passionate are you about the outdoors? And what about safety? What are you going to do about safety? Those are my 4 things for today. Don't forget to watch my Dream to Drive series. The link is in the description below. And you also have an opportunity to book a one-on-one van life strategy session to help you know where you are and get you actually on the road without forgetting anything, so it doesn't cost you a whole lot of money when you get out there and you make the first mistake. Anyway, that's it for today, and I appreciate y'all watching this. I really do. Try to keep these short but informative, and if you have any questions, have any comments, you have any other issues that you think people should consider before moving into a van, write it in the comments, and everyone will see it in the comments. Or I will. Anyway, so we got to move today because it's time to move. Been here long enough. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow.